We are at the Sterling Relief Drain, and if you followed our videos, you're a little bit familiar with this drain. It's between 16 Mile and 15 Mile, and where I'm looking, I can see actually Van Dyke right now, so we're just east of Van Dyke a bit. But anyway, we're at one of our sites here on the Sterling Relief Drain, and what we've done with this relief drain over the last number of years is sort of a project that's been an award winner, actually. We have done a lot of what we call daylighting of this drain in various sections further up here, where we've taken out what was the old corrugated pipe, metal pipe, and let Mother Nature do her thing, where we're literally letting her sponge in sedimentation, nitrogen, phosphorus, etc. And then we've created a butterfly, 2.5 mile butterfly flyway by planting all kinds of green infrastructure with thousands of trees and bushes and native species native to Michigan. So we're quite proud of that. We are looking to extend that, actually. But the real reason for this drain is really to make sure that we're draining actually about 25–30% of Sterling Heights. So this whole industrial area here on Van Dyke, on Mound, the residential areas along Shaner, Dodge Park, etc. All of this drains into this Sterling Relief Drain. So not only above ground, but there's also a relief drain that runs underneath. A relief drain that runs underneath. And as you might imagine, it gets very clogged with sedimentation, of course, but other kinds of things, because everything on these roadways and in the neighborhoods, etc., that goes down the storm drains are coming through here. So we have to constantly maintain this, and we have maintained it over the years. There was grates just on the top here, flat grates on the top here, which have really deteriorated over time. Of course, they're outliving their useful life expectancy, but we need to make sure not only are we inspecting them all the time, but we have to maintain them. And we finally got to the point with the old grates, we're just saying, you know, these things are really, they're junk, okay? They've had their day, and we need to put in some new grates. And so we just had these built and have put on here. You can see there's sort of a beehive looking thing with a hatch that's going to give us easy access. We're going to put a ladder down there so that we can get down to the under drain. But we're very excited to show you another piece of infrastructure that we're improving here. And these things are beautiful. And we're not just building them for the next 10 years. We're building them for the next generation, right? So you need to have, we're looking for 50 years of life expectancy from these that are just being put in by our contractors, who are Cross Brothers. They're a Macomb County contracting firm that do a lot of work for us, and they do great work. Jeff Bedner, who is our environmental engineer, is now going to pick up and tell you what we're really looking at and why this is so necessary, and how his department really identified this and came up with the solution, and now we're implementing it.
Sure, no
Jeff.
problem. So Candice, this is part of the underground system of the drainage network. In order for us to daylight the drain, what we did was we installed a series of restrictor plates so that the water couldn't flow through. That's a 4-foot diameter pipe down there. And instead it has to back up, and it would come up to the surface to what we see all through here, and it feeds all these plants. And while it's feeding all these plants, it's draining back into the ground. And so we estimate that we're capturing over 600 million gallons of stormwater every year as a result of this project. The project is about 2 miles long right now and has 8 different cells that we call bioretention cells that captures stormwater, treats, as you said, the nitrogen and phosphorus from the water, and also captures a lot of total suspended solids. So you think of all the dirt and grime that comes off of the roads, that's getting filtered in through these plants. The plants actually need that material. They use it as nutrients to grow, and we don't need it in the river. And it's capturing about almost 50,000 pounds of sediment a year.
Wow.
So really good. As far as these grates go, yeah, we decided to go with a new design that more efficiently allows the water to flow in and out, and also helps to keep any debris from getting inside the underground system, because we still use that for low flow conditions. We're putting in one for now. We're gonna, Carl is gonna recycle the grates that he can to rebuild this one for now. And over time, we know we'll have to go through and replace. We have about 10 of these great systems throughout the entire length that need replacement. And we'll do that as soon as we've used up all of the available life of the last drop of what we've got of those flat plates.
And as well, it's interesting you talk about how many millions of gallons this thing is absorbing for stormwater management. Because really, stormwater management, I mean, we're stormwater managers. That's a big part of my job. It's not just sewer undergrounds. It's what we can do to make sure that we're not having flooding, right? And we all know that something's happening to the weather. I don't know what's happening, but I do know we're getting a lot more rain and intense rainstorms. And we have to be able to manage stormwater so that people are not flooding, or the industrial areas are not flooding, commercial areas are not flooding, our roadways are not flooding. And we're attempting to do that. But in addition to that, we just had Cross Brothers redo some of the manholes here, right? And the reason they did the manholes is because?
Well, when that water does come up because of the restrictor plates, it needs to have a release point. And some of those release points are in the manholes that are in between these structures that you see here. And those just had flat manhole covers on them, and those could get lifted up by the water pressure and fall off. Right. So now we put on hinge plate covers, so they'll just lift up, release the flow, and then fall back down into position.
Perfect. So anyway, we appreciate you joining us. You know, we have all kinds of infrastructure programs and projects going on all over Macomb County. This I thought was an interesting one. We have a beautiful day to film this video, but I don't know, the weather's going to change here shortly, and we're going to get a lot more rain again probably, and then we'll really be able to see how this is all working. But we anticipate it's going to be working beautifully. Thanks for joining us.
Follow us on social media. For more information, explore our website. Reach out via email or connect through our toll-free hotline, 1-877-679-4337.